When you grab you a Nike, don't forget to grab me a Louis Vuitton. Grab me that Louis. Grab me that Louis, boy. Make sure you come home with that Louis for mama.
What do white people do wrong, Larry Elder?
What do you mean, what do white people do? I'm not worried.
What do white people do wrong, Larry Elder? You tell me. Larry Elder. Let me pull my Charlemagne. Larry Elder, what do white people do wrong? Because you hear talking about black people. Black. Everything you talk about is the black man not doing good. What do white people do wrong? What do they do wrong, Larry Elder? You tell me.
About white people. I'm worried about what's going on with us.
But if there's systemic racism in this country, which we know it is.
No, I don't say there is. You say there is. I don't believe that.
Oh, you don't believe there's?
No, there used to be, obviously. Tell me what you think the number one systemic example of systemic racism is in America.
Oh man, there's so many.
Just give me the most important one you think.
At the top of mind, I'd probably maybe say mass incarceration. Maybe.
Really? During the Great Depression, when 50% of black adults were unemployed, you didn't have this kind of mass incarceration. It's the breakdown of the family.
I'm not going to. I agree with the family part. I'm a black man who is a father to his children, and I'm a happily married black man to a black woman. So I'm never going to argue with that part, But I just feel like everything is black with you. Black is wrong. Black people do this and black people do that. And when I asked you what white people do wrong, you said you're not worried about white people at all.
I'm talking about the damage, disproportionate damage going on in the black community. For example, look at these smash and grabs that are taking place in Los Angeles, where I live. There's a suburb called Glendale, where at a mall recently, a mob of 30 to 40 people, they had masks on, but one guy got popped. He was a black, and I think most of those who were doing this were black. And in recent years and times, there have been a number of these in places like Chicago, places like New York. If I were involved in something like that, Charlemagne, I grew up with a dad, just as you're raising your own children. I would have been more afraid of my father than I would about the cops catching me. These kids are afraid of neither. They don't have a father in the home. Cops are demoralized. They're pulling back. Their manpower is short. And as a result, you tell a bad guy you're less likely to be caught, convicted, incarcerated, crime goes up. They may be criminals, but they're not stupid. Mm-hmm. When you say...
Right there. Absolute truth. Larry Elder is absolutely right. Back in the day, people were afraid. Kids were afraid. Parents. They would not be out late. The parents would know where they were. There wasn't any cell phones, for you to keep calling up and doing all that. There wasn't even any of that. And another thing that they were afraid of their parents. They were afraid. You couldn't be hanging out with your friend and he says, "Hey man, let's go down to the mall there and let's get us some shoes, get us some sneakers from Macy's or whoever. Let's get us some Nikes, man." They'd be like, "No, man. My daddy gonna ask me where I got those Nikes from. What am I gonna tell him? What am I gonna tell him? I went and robbed the mall? No, I can't do that." So crime was lower back then because the kids had respect for self and they had respect for their parents, and they had respect for their community. Not saying things didn't go wrong that people didn't do. You had some people, of course, you're going to always have. But I'm saying the majority of people would think twice, or the kids would think twice about going out here and doing something that they know is going to get back to their parents, because they know if it does, daddy don't play that. He will put his foot up your ass. He will put down the beat down. Okay, they knew this. But in this day and age, we ain't got no daddies to do that. The daddies aren't there. And so we've got the mamas there, and the mamas are saying, "Hey son, when you grab you a Nike, don't forget to grab me a Louis Vuitton. Grab me that Louis. Grab me that Louis, boy. Make sure you come home with that Louis for mama. Grab yourself that Louis belt or whatever they take." We're moving on.
People do. I mean, this is a country that has struggled mightily to get over its historic racism. There was a civil war. There was a big civil rights movement. This is the only majority white country that's ever elected a black president, let alone reelected a black president. The three biggest cities in America are New York, Chicago, LA. They all have black mayors, even though no city has a majority of black population. The president of Harvard is a black female. Martin Luther King in 1966, Charlemagne, gave an interview to the BBC. This is 2 years after the Civil Rights Act of 64 got passed. And he said, I'm amazed at how many positive changes there have been in America in the last 2 years. Why, if things keep going like this, we could have a black president in about 40 years' time. Mm-hmm. Do the math. Right on cue, Barack Obama, elected 2008. He didn't say there'll be a black female president of Harvard, and there has been. He didn't say there are going to be black CEOs of Fortune 500 companies, and there have been several. He didn't say the percentage of the House would equal the percentage of black people in the population, and it does. He didn't say the three largest cities would have black mayors, and they do. He didn't say the largest and most prestigious organization of doctors, the American Medical Association, would have 2 black presidents, and there have been. He didn't say the most prestigious organization of lawyers, the American Bar Association, would have 2 black presidents, and they have. He said president, meaning at that point, I can feel that I've reached the mountaintop, which is the speech he gave right before he got assassinated, the day before. And now we act as if Barack Obama never even got elected. And we're still talking about systemic racism. It's not fair, it's wrong, and you're discouraging black people from working hard.